I have to convey 20 things today to you, all of you. Fundamentally, these 20 things are the essence of the understandings about universe, the whole 11 dimensions. Before that, few things. How many of you yesterday felt almost you are not able to catch, suddenly somewhere it clicks and the whole understanding comes inside? Yes, catch. That is what actually is initiation. It is like a forcibly opening your logic. It's called Karukidai Nigandu in the terminology of the Siddhas, which is Prakrit language, which is, it's not Sanskrit or Tamil, which is, the Prakrit is mother for Sanskrit and Tamil both. Listen. Mahadeva, place is Damaru. The right side Damaru, when the Rudraksha hit the right side, came out Sanskrit. Left side came out Tamil. The Rudraksha, what it received is Prakrit. It is, in the Prakrit language, there is a term called Karukidai Nigandu. Nigandu means a thought current. That's why dictionary is called Nigandu in Sanskrit and many languages. Dictionaries are called Nigandu. Thought current. Karukidai Nigandu, impregnating you with a thought current. Making your system grasp an understanding to your cognition level, not just intellect. So what I am talking is not satsang, it's not some lecture, it's not some discourse. Actually, even if somebody who is not here, see, if you are here and heard and you watch this satsang, this session again and again, you will understand more and more things. The person who is not here, if he watches this video, will go crazy. Because what I am talking is not at all as per the definition of the great orators. Actually, I don't know how many of you are understanding. I am not even talking coherent. How many of you are catching that? I am not even taking you from one logic to another. I am not even talking very coherently. I am just throwing 4 or 5 ideas, but fifth idea I am giving suddenly puts the whole zigzag puzzle together. Otherwise, if you see, the 4 or 5 does not have a direct connection. Fifth or sixth one I am introducing is suddenly connecting the whole thing. The first one is eating your logic length. Second one is your breadth. Third one is depth. All three has no cohesive connection till the time and space awakens in you. So when I hit the time and space dimension of you, then suddenly you feel the whole zigzag puzzle is falling in place. Life is continuous rhythm or rhythmic continuum. There is no break even by death or old age or sickness or by smritinasa. Listen to this word. Smritinasa means losing of memory. For example, you lost the memory of what has happened in the past does not mean the effect of past has been removed from you. Or whatever you got, good or bad, from the past has been taken away from you. Smriti nasa, losing the memory of the past birth, does not mean you lost what has been acquired in the past. For example, you have been in the fish body, you learned swimming at that time, Now you forgot does not mean that memory is removed from your muscles. Whatever you got in your past, reawakening them is called possibility. Whatever you can gain as a future growth is called powers. Understand? That's a big difference. You have been in the body of monkey and you have learned climbing trees, jumping from tree to tree. Awakening that in your muscles again is awakening the possibility. That's not power. All of you understand? That's not power. But third eye, no Janma in the past you had a third eye awakened. Now only it is being introduced to you as a future happening and opening. That is power. All of you are clear between this possibility and power. Now, life is a continuum, rhythmic continuum or continuous rhythm. Why I added the word rhythm, to remove this abusal of logic. Logic is always abusive. Please understand, logic is always abusive. That's why a logical person will always be abusing himself and others. Even if he does not get small thing as he wants, he will start cursing the whole universe. Mahadeva is a very juicy person. Really, very juicy, and he's ferocious only to hide his juiciness. He's ferocious only to hide his juiciness. The wax of life is rhythm, a rhythmic flow. So now I gave two important ideas. If the life is continuous rhythm or rhythmic continuum, two conclusions. One, whatever you gained in the past is not lost. It means many bodies through which you travel, all those abilities and possibilities are in you which can be revoked or invoked or rekindled, reawakened. Am I right? The moment I utter this, you may have desire, passion, the charged up, greedy to get something, then flying like a bird, swimming like a fish. You may feel, you may want to open up something. If you pen down, please understand, I am talking to very educated people and I am also responsible. I will really awaken them. I can really cause awakening them in you. If I just stir those memories, when you go back and jump into the water, really you will be shocked the way you are swimming. You will be shocked at your ability for jumping. When you climb on the Malakama, you will be shocked the way your body is flexible. Suddenly, the idea you have about your possibilities and capabilities will just shoot up. Just bend down. Understand, life is continuous rhythmic continuum. And it is not even spirituality. Now what I am talking is not even a spirituality. Already, even if you jump like a monkey and fly like a fish and swim like a fish and fly like a bird, you are not going to be enlightened. It is only to make your life much better. Means like a more sweeter, more entertaining. You can tease others. See, what can I do? Just for that. Just for that you can play. It's not enlightenment. But always these possibilities are like a sweet goody, the candy. Please understand, almost all the animals you crossed their biomemory. You may not have physically lived as all those animals, but which is almost equivalent to grasping, only then you move to the next. For example, you are in the fish body. The moment you see the tortoise body and grasp the best things of the tortoise as a fish, next time when you die and you are given a chance to assume the new body, you pick up all your best fantasies and design your body. And you decide, come on, let me be the best tortoise I can imagine. Your imaginations and visualizations are very important for awakening your biomemory. That is why in Hinduism, all these flying gods, too many imaginary concepts. The imaginary deities and gods, the vahanas, vehicles, see this elephant with the 3 head and 12 trunk, 12 tusks, am I right? 3 trunk and 12 tusks. These are all to infuse the charging up into your imagination, because your imagination is considered as experience when you don't have the body. Listen carefully. Listen, I'm going to tell you an important truth. All the good, bad you did for the sake of food, the moment the fire in your stomach goes out, that karma doesn't follow you, it dies. For example, you cheated somebody for food, that karma does not come the moment the fire in the stomach is dead. Means the moment you leave the body, the fire in the stomach is dead, the karma doesn't come with you anymore. Listen, this next statement is the real statement for many people. When your lust fire settles down, everything you have done, karma, for satisfying the lust power, those karmas doesn't come with you. They are left here. Listen carefully. Now, I am not encouraging memorizing. All I am trying to tell you, when you leave the body, when that fire settles down, the account is closed. It is made redundant. That doesn't come with you. Listen, next statement. As long as you are in the body, imagination is separate, experience is separate, good and bad of this world is separate. Of course, if you are going around and memorizing, yes, after death you will not have a problem, but while you are alive you will have a problem. Your death will be quickened. Because people around you are going to make your life hell. Understand? I am not saying. All I am trying to tell you is I am trying to reveal the cosmic truths to you. When you are in the body, your imagination is different. Means grinding, digesting, manipulating the Swapana Sarira, dream body, is separate from grinding, manipulating Stula Sarira, physical body. So your dreams and your experience of reality are separate when you have this body. When you are dead, you are given an option to assume new body. All 25 states, income, expense, everything is equivalent. Listen. So if you lived 100 years with your wife and 40 years with your fantasy, it will be considered there 40 years of life with this fantasy, 100 years of life with the wife. That is the way it will be weighed. Now only the 100 years you lived with wife is accounted. This 40 years, neither you take it too big, nor it is directly considered anything big. But when you leave the body and plan for further body, all these are presented in front of you equal weight. So, You going to temple and cherishing this bigger, larger visualization. My Guru, Vibhudananda Pri, she told me once, she will insist, my grandfather, that he carries me every day to temple and shows me the whole temple. Oh God, Tirunamala temple is too beautiful and too big. And I was born in middle class family but brought up as a royal guy. Please understand. Sometimes people wonder, from the humble background I was born and brought up, how I am able to grasp all this and create this Sangha. I tell them, hey, I am born in middle class family, but brought up as a royal guy because I always grew up seeing Tirunamala temple. The jewels and the construction and everything. She will insist that I am taken round every day. One day they both were discussing. She was telling my grandfather, kids should be taken and shown all these big bodies because this will get imprinted on them and they will grow exactly like that. I don't know whether science validates what I am saying. The strong imprints getting into your system when you are a baby, your body gets built exactly like that. If you catch all the big, large size, the fantasy imaginations in your system, when you leave the body and assume the next body will carry best things, pull best things out of this and you will design your body. That is why so much of visualization and fantasies in Hindu tradition, that glorification.
All this looks like a Harry Potter story. Now, if you few times flow into it and manifest, only then you will understand. How many of you are shocked that you are able to handle somebody else's third eye? Raise your hand. No, if you are experienced it, you will be really shocked. Largest cosmic download is happening on this place at present now. Actually, you guys don't know that. Even now, we are the largest gang on the planet Earth claiming extraordinary powers. Forget about proving, even claiming we are the largest gang. Nobody else is even claiming. No competition. We are the largest number of people, group living, claiming the possibility of the superpowers. Others don't even have a guts to claim. Forget about proving. We have at least guts to put the blindfold and play with it. The possibilities you had means almost all janmas you have gone through. Pullagi, Pudai, Puduvai, Maramagi, Palvirgamagi, Paravayai, Bambagi, Kallai, Manidarai, Peyai, Kanangalai, Vallasuraragi, Munivarai, Tevarai, Sella, Nitra, Tavara, Sangamatul, Yella Pirappum Berandelaitien Emberuman. The Manikavasar, a great saint, is using two words. Tavaram Jangamam means moving, non-moving, in both. In both, I have seen almost all possibilities. Janma means not birth, possibility. Janana means birth, Janma means possibility. See, I am just literally like how the potato is boiled, that is the way I am boiling all of you. So one by one, that understanding can flower.